Hello everyone. We are going to discuss on the meaning of politics today and on Andrew Haywood's conception of politics. Okay. So politics is exciting because people disagree about how they should live. They disagree about who should get what, how should power and other resources be distributed in the society. Should society be based on conflict or should it be based on cooperation? So people also disagree about how this series of disagreements that they are having can be resolved. How should collective decisions be made and who should have a say? How much influence should each person have? And so forth. Okay. So politics, when we speak of politics, there is no one single definition of politics. And when we are coming to Andrew Haywood, Haywood has actually given four different views of politics that are to be examined. Okay. The four different conception of politics are: politics as the art of government, politics as public affairs, politics as compromise and consensus, and finally politics as power and distribution of resources. Okay, so we come to each one of this elaborately now. The first definition is politics as the art of government. Okay, so to start with, politics is a word that is derived from the word polis, okay, which means city state. So, if we go back to the ancient Greek society, then we see that this society was divided into a collection of independent city states, each of which possessed its own system of government. The largest and the most influential of these city states was Athens, which is often portrayed as the cradle of democratic government. So, in this light, politics can be understood to refer to the affairs of the polis, that is, the affairs of the state. And this is the most common definition of politics, that politics is anything and everything that is concerned with the state, okay, concerned with the matters of the state. So, people are said to be in politics when they hold public office, people are said to be entering politics when they seek to pursue the same. So, in this sense, in the very traditional sense, if we say, politics is considered as the art of government, that is, the art of the state, that is, anything and everything that is concerned with the state. But is politics only about the state? No, politics is not just about the states, and here comes the second definition in that context, where Haywood defines politics as public affairs. Okay, so this definition of politics as public affairs moves beyond the narrow realm of government to what is thought to be as public life or public affairs. Okay, so there is a line between the public life and private life, and it is said that politics is not only about state but it is also about the civil society. It is also about people who constitute the civil society. But then in comes the question of, can any line be drawn between public life and private life? Because feminists would say that personal is political. Even like anything that even a simple thing like your birth certificate that might be your personal affair is political in nature. You will not get admission into any school without that certificate, at a very nascent stage in life. So, but in this kind of a definition of politics as public affairs, a distinction is made between public and private, where the state and the apparatus of the government is said to be public. Things like politics, commerce, work, art, culture, all of this are considered to be public. And this definition is broadened in the sense that we are not saying that politics is concerned with the state alone. We are also considering the fact that politics involves matters like like commerce, work, art, culture, and so on. But this definition is restrictive in the sense that it is distinguishing between the private and the public realm, and it is saying that the personal realm, that is your family and domestic life, is not concerned with politics. But this is a view that has been critiqued by the feminists who argue that personal is political. So domestic violence is political, it's not a personal affair for the feminists. So therefore this is the second kind of a view that has been furthered by Andrew Haywood. The third view of politics is politics as compromise and consensus. So politics is not much about the decisions of the state, but politics is basically a means through which conflict is resolved. It is a means through which people engage in compromise, conciliation, and negotiation rather than force and naked power. Okay, so whenever we speak of politics, there's a sense that politics is about violence, it's about the use of raw power. But no, politics is also about compromise, about conciliation, about negotiation, and it's not only about force and naked power. And politics is, often defined by certain people as the art of the possible. And therefore politics, in this view, is seen as a solution to the problem, through which we can engage in peaceful debate, we can engage in arbitration, as opposed to a military solution to any and every problem. Okay, so but this view of politics as compromise and consensus is credited to Aristotle. And where, Aristotle had said that uh, polity is the ideal system of government. And polity is something that has both aristocratic and democratic features. So this view of politics therefore has a very positive character, where we are, agreeing to the fact that politics is not about force, but through politics positive things are possible. Positive things like conciliation, like mediation, like consensus and problem solving is possible. This is the third view of politics. Finally, the fourth view of politics by Haywood is politics as power. And this is the most radical view of politics. So, rather than confining politics to a particular sphere like the government, the state, or the public realm, this view sees politics at work in all social activities and in every corner of human existence. Okay, so politics is concerned about the production, distribution, use of resources. It is the ability to achieve a desired outcome through whatever means possible. Okay, so Marxists have used the term politics in two senses. At one level, Marx has used politics in a conventional sense as a apparatus of the state. So politics of as power, for like politics is something through which the upper class exploits the other proletariat class for Marx. So views of politics, like many radical views of politics, are also therefore there, which are furthered by people. So the crux of the discussion is that there is no one definition of politics, but there are multiple definitions and multiple viewpoints through which people have furthered their ideas on politics.